Hi guys! Today we're gonna speak about the Kyosho Fo-Xx Ve2. Some of you knows my channel, they see I had a long time a Kyosho Fo-Xx. I have two from the first version and I was really happy with. Only issue I had with the old one, the first one comes out, is that the differential was not tough enough. Then they make an upgrade on the differential and then I was happy. Second thing to change when you get the Kyosho Fo-Xx is the suspension oil, because out of the box it jumps around like a toy and this is really not cool. Okay, it's a solid axle vehicle, you have super smooth damping left-right, but when all tires are on the ground, here you are really too hard. Look at this, the truck even not comes back. The old one has not this. I don't know why they put stiffer or thicker oil in the suspension, and here the damping is really bad. So I'm gonna to make softer oil in suspension, clear with softer oil. I have more torque twist, but real cars has also torque twist with off-road suspension. Kyosho Synchro KT radio, the old one with the potentiometer here. I like it. Easy. No LCD display, no more, not much battery consumption, precise, fully adjustable. You can trim, it's clear, you can reverse, it's clear. And what's pretty cool, you have not just the dual rate from the steering, you have the dual rate from the gas, but separately with the brake and the rear. So you can just put more brake, less brake, more or less gas, and so you can also easy just adjust all tools and give the truck to a kid and he can drive easy, slow, without breaking anything. I love the truck because it looks great. I don't understand why by Kyosho you can only get one color and brushless, one color and nitro, and always the nitro looks better than the brushless version. I prefer to have or black or grey in brushless or black or grey in nitro. But they work so we have to go with. They change in the rear the wheelie bar. The first one has two wheelie bars, he has two wheels on the bar, which I prefer because you are way more stable when you are on the back than with one. But this is a rubber. This is a rubber wheel. So we're gonna check if it holds long, because this car is clear when you put on the power, puts really easy, really. This car is not made for jump. Solid axle vehicles are never good at jumping because they always hit hard on the axle, so you brake really fast the bearing or the axle themselves. That's why they have so soft tires. The tire sucks out the heavy stuff. The suspension does the rest. You can set up many things. You can change the suspension angle, the ride height, all you want on this truck. What's new, and that's why I take it, on the old version you have only two suspension links here, flat, with the steering bolted on. The steering was under the car, so on my tools I put the steering upper, because many times in the off-road I hit and crush the steering. Here, because you have a falling suspension, you have here also this bar who provides the axle to move left to right. If you go in heavy off-road, like on the real Jeeps, we put here something to unplug really fast this bar and hold it on the chassis, so you can drive off-road with really big suspension travel. But take in mind, you have to put a strap between the axle and the chassis, so the axle goes not way down. That's also why Kyosho have put this part. This part stop the CVD and provide them to have too much angle and fall out. The steering is now cool protected by the links and a little bit lower after here the bulkhead. That's really cool. The steering is strange, it's clear. You have the servo here, you have a link to there, you have the servo saver, a link back, nail plates, and then the rest from the steering. Would be much easier for Kyosho to put the servo here, because you have only one motor. This platform was made for 20 years for the Kyosho Medforce with two brushed motor. It's clear, okay, in the nitro version you have also no place, but in the brushless version you can put the servo here, because you have the motor on this side and you have plenty of room for the receiver. So the steering looks bizarre, looks weak, but works really fine. I have no issue with the steering. After that I put it in the bottom. I will see what happens with this one when we go drive it. The only thing I will change, I drive it stock, but only gonna change the oil in the suspension and also the oil in the axles, because this is way too soft to make real off-road. The chain is awesome. I never have any issue in more than 3 years driving Kyosho Fo-Xx's. Never break, I have no wear on this chain, I have really no issue. Let us see what they've done with the four-link, if they are really tougher and better than the old version. In the truck, easy, just put two clips away, two body clips, flip the top, and then you come to the mechanic, and then you see why I love this truck, because it's easy. You have easy access to all. It's a truck you can really go to mudding with and clean it super easy. You have the servo here, you have the big receiver box, waterproof, waterproof, waterproof. Water sucks. You have here great opening holes so all the water can flow in. You have a foam to take the water on the receiver to be sure you get an issue when water goes to the receiver. Also the receiver is even not fixed with nothing. It just bumps around in the box. For this price it's not okay. I don't like this. It would be easy for Kyosho, to put receiver and servo here, so you can put 4, 5, 6 screws away, put all the electronic in one time away for clean the car easy. And that's maybe something I'm gonna do on this truck, because I don't like this long line of wires fixed everywhere on the metal chassis just with tie wraps. In off-road, that's something you always will have issue with the time you will wear the wires, or you can hit the wires or have shortcuts. I don't understand also this. This is too much. It's okay, you can put only one LiPo, but who's driving this truck 2 or 3S when you have a transmitter? You can stop the gas, you can dual rate the gas and the brakes, so you don't need to drive only 2 or 3S. Okay, you can put a parallel wire, put 2 4S and drive over an hour with this truck with any problem, but less you have here some things, less you will have issue in water and mud. The DIN connector is okay. I never had issue in 4S with DIN connectors, not a problem. Many people claims about the maximum amp you can pull about on DINs, but the most of the issue with DINs is not the amp draw, it's the fact that they move together. You have weak contact, you have sparks, and the sparks hit the plugs, heats it so much up that you can just melt the plugs together or destroy your ESC or something. But in normal using here it's absolutely not an issue. If you have one, tell me if you're happy with. If you have the 1 and the 2 like me, tell me what you feel a difference, or what you prefer, what you not like. I like it. I know I like this truck, and I'm really happy to see this four-link suspension, because I'm really sure that this four-link is way tougher than the old one, and that the suspension will work way better than the old one. The motor is an hobby wing, 86mm long motor, 68mm motor. It's way better than the old one. The old one was only 62mm long and had not enough torque to push the car to its maximum speed. Reach with the old motor about 50, maybe 52 km an hour. On mine I put a 74mm motor, 47, sorry, no 74, and have a speed up to 60 kilometers an hour with less heat and a longer runtime. Here we have a stock motor. I hope it's way better. It's something Kyosho every time make. The Orion electronics was always bad. Sorry for the ones who loves Orion, but I have every time I use an Orion ESC or motor, I have heat issue, power issue, and never was really happy with. Then Orion goes to Hobbywing. We have now Hobbywing ESC. They still use a long time the Vortex 8 motors, or really crap motors. I tried 5 or 6 times this motor, and all times I kill the rotor from this motor, put in a Hobbywing motor in, and have never issue with. So I'm really happy that they have Hobbywing ESC and motors now in the Kyosho. I hope also that the new servo is better than the old ones. The old ones was okay, but after a few months, every time I had issue with the servo, it died by overheating or taking water. But that's not the only one. Many manufacturer makes RTR electronics who sucks. We want to see better electronics on the RTRs, or we want no more RTRs. I will have kit packs. I will have this truck in kit and put my own electronic in and change my stuff like I want. Because RTR is cool, but now I have to open it to change the oil. I have to do something for the electronic box. It's not a big issue, but I like hobby. I like to make my own cars. You will see this run the next time. What's overcool with this transmission is the noise. This is the silentest transmission I ever see on a brushless RC. So I will put a sound module in this truck because I really like the sound of a real big bore American V8 motor rumbling around on the hill when I go to make my off-road. Have a nice day, guys. Tell me what you think about, if you have one, if you not have one, why you not take it, why did you take it, if you prefer another truck, and why. I love it because it's the only 2 solid axle cool truck in 1/8 scale I found. Monster truck with 2 solid axles is cool, but the issue with the solid axle when you make real rough off-road like we make with our X-Max or the Serpent MT is really not okay with a solid axle. But for mudding around it's really cool, and yeah, I love this body. For me it looks great, and I'm happy that they not changed the body on this truck for the second version. I'm really happy they put better electronics and that they make something better on the axles. See you guys.